Hello friends, Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for stopping by. And continuing that everything series, let's take a look inside the filters. Let's start with the FX-6, the FX-6 Fluval canister. Let's take a look at what I'm running inside of that. And then in the next episode, we'll get into the Suns. But for now, let's look inside that Fluval. And if you like this everything series, be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already, and hit that bell. Hit that bell so that you get notifications. And don't forget to like, rate, share, and do comment. I do read your comments. And the Convo Gang, of course, is very important to me. I love the conversations that go on under my videos. Okay, let's take a look inside the Fluval FX-6 that is helping to keep this tank nice and pristine. Thank you so much. So let's open up this FX-6 and let's look inside. And I'll show you what I'm currently running in there. I have a bucket of clean tank water right next to it. You'll see why in a second. And on the very top here, I have some pinky floss. You can't tell that it used to be pink because it's covered in detritus. You can see it's pretty gunked up, despite the sponge pre-filter that I have on the intake. On the top center tray, as you probably know, the water circulates around the outside and then goes down the middle towards the pump and then is moved back from the bottom of the canister back to the tank. So in the center of this top tray, I have some Fluval ceramic rings, and they have a fair amount of detritus on them that has somehow gotten through all the sponges and the pinky floss, as you can see here, but they're not too bad. And mixed in with that, with those ceramic rings, are some bio balls that are filled with sponges. I talk about them in an earlier video. The trays themselves do have a little bit of gunk on them. That's pretty normal. In the center here, I have some crushed coral inside of a micron bag, and that makes sure that none of it gets out and gets into the pump where it could actually foul up the pump. So this micron bag doesn't let any of it escape. And you can see here, it's marketed and sold as Caribbean Sea crushed coral, but there's a lot of shells in there and pieces of coral, no doubt. And I use it to add minerals to the water. That way I have hard water. It seals up very, very tight, as you can see. It's a very tight zipper. And I'm dumping it in clean tank water, but that tank water is going to be very dirty in a minute because I'm going to use it to clean this media. In the very bottom, I have what you could argue is the equivalent of Seachem Matrix. And by that what I mean is I have garden pumice in that bottom micron bag. I'll show it to you. And again, it's in that bag because I don't want it getting into the pump and possibly fouling up that motor. And you can see here, it's just run-of-the-mill pumice, like a volcanic product basically. You can buy in any garden store. It definitely provides a good home for biological bacteria. These bags seal up nice and tight, and again, it goes into the bucket of tank water. And at the very bottom of that bottom tray, I have one more layer of pinky floss. And again, you can see it here. It polishes the water before it heads up to the tank, and you can see it's pretty gunked up and definitely doing its job. Some people avoid using pinky floss in Fluval FX-6s because it can become a little bit clogged. I use this first bucket of tank water to give all of the media a good rinse. And so you'll see, despite all the layers of sponge, how much gunk actually builds up on that media. The water becomes almost instantly black. And so I give it a few, I move it around a little bit, let some of the gunk break off of the micron bags, the outside of the micron bags, and off the media itself. And then I set up another bucket right next to it, and that bucket has nice clean water from the tank, and that's ultimately where I'll store this media while I'm actually cleaning the inside of the of the canister. So give it all one more good rinse and then dump it into the clean tank water. You want to use tank water because if you use tap or untreated water, of course, you'll kill the beneficial bacteria. So give it all one last rinse and put it into that bucket. I'm going to speed this up here because, of course, you don't need to see me in real time moving all those handfuls of biomedia over into the tank. But once that's completed, I'll then take these trays outside and I'll rinse the outside sponges in just high pressure tap water. These sponges don't look that bad, but they definitely have some gunk built up inside of them. So the biomedia will sit in that clean tank water while I clean the sponges and rinse off those trays, get the detritus off of it. You can see how much gunk was on there. And that's despite outside sponges and the sponge on the intake. So that's what's in the FX-6 that is helping to maintain this tank nice and pristine. And I hope you enjoyed that. And the way I have my mine set up might not necessarily be for you or be the way you want to set yours up. Of course, everything I do is just a suggestion. As my friend Evan Alexander says, IFG, it's just the opinion of one person, a stranger on YouTube. So take everything with a grain of salt. But I do appreciate you stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. And come on by the Ben O. Cichlid Facebook page if you'd like some advice from some fellow fish keepers that are friendly and helpful. And follow on Instagram at ben.o.cichlid. Okay? Cichlid's in the name, but all fish keeping is certainly welcomed. Okay? Thank you so much. And that's all for me.